Hi everyone, thank you all for being here today. My name is Scott Vanderveen. I am an internal wholesaler with MassMutual Sales. And today I want to start off with something that happened to me just the other day that I think a lot of us can relate to. The other morning, we had just had a very crazy storm pass through that same night. Tons of rain, tons of wind. Didn't think much of it though, because usually it's past by the time I wake up. This morning was a little bit different. I get up, my alarm goes off, try and turn on the light, nothing. No power. First time that this has happened in over a year for me, no generator to back it up. So here I am fumbling around in the dark. It's pitch dark out, 6 a.m., 5:30. Candle lights set, trying to set the mood for breakfast, trying to walk the dog in what's like essentially midnight. And all I can think through this whole entire process is, man, I really wish that I had something like a generator to at least have as backup in case these situations happen, so that I don't have to worry about trying to fumble around in the dark by getting up in time and getting out the door in time to head to a day of work. That whole entire concept, though, of having something as leverage in your back pocket just in case, not only is something that we can all relate to from a power outage standpoint, but something that can also relate to retirement planning. And with that in mind, today I want to talk about preparing for all possibilities in retirement with MassMutual's Taming the Bear concept. I'll take questions at any time, and I'll make sure I do it periodically between each of the segments I have in mind for the agenda. So 3 areas that we're going to discuss today: market volatility, taming the bear as a concept as a whole, and then we'll go into an actual example of how it all works. Fair enough? So here we go. First thing, talking about market volatility and retirement. Everybody takes 40 plus years, 30 plus years, very long time to accumulate that nest egg so that they can become comfortable by the time they're ready to get out of the workforce and earn a paycheck monthly that they don't have to worry about. It's going to be there at their doorstep every single month. Earlier years, you have less worry about having this all take place, but as you drift closer to that retirement age year, that whole frame in your 60s usually, it starts to creep up in the back of your mind that creation of concern, that nest egg you've built up all of those years is something that you know is going to be protected at this point. And for a lot of people, usually that nest egg is built up in something that's like a 401k equivalent. And guess what? It's not protected. So with that in mind, let's take a look at the actual taming a bear concept. Are there any questions about market volatility on retirement before I continue? Okay. So taming the bear as a concept. The way that this works to try and remedy that concern for clients is by purchasing a whole life contract. And by creating this whole life concept, you're starting by having something built up in your portfolio years before you're going to actually retire. And from that build up, have that additional leverage in your back pocket for when retirement comes and you're ready to start taking that paycheck. It's a great way to hedge against assets in your portfolio, IRAs, 401ks. Try and get you a nice tax advantaged alternative strategy. And the main thing about all of this is that market recovery aspect. This is something that you can use in tandem where in any of the down years from a market that tanks 5%, 10%, 50%, you have this product in the background that guarantees you won't lose a dime off of it. Are there any questions about taming the bear as a concept before I move on to the examples on how this actually works? So as a quick example, let's say I'll pick a couple of first names and combine them as a name. Let's go with, say, person A, Emmett John. He plans to retire at age 65. He wants to have $75,000 in income each year once he retires. And he wants that income to last from 65 to age 85, so 20 years. Right now, he's working with a 401k in his portfolio of a nice large nest egg. He's done a great job accumulating it all of these years to retirement. Now that he's turned on for age 65 to start taking those paychecks, looking ahead to age 85, he's taken out $1.5 million from this account. If we look at the historical trends on how the markets have performed each and every year, within those 20 years, you're working with around a $400,000 to $450,000 balance by the time he's hit age 85. So not bad. You've hit 1.5 million in your income. That's the goal you had in mind. You got 450 still left over. Not bad. But let's say in the option B category, you have another person. I'll give two first names again. Let's go with Tucker Adam. And in this scenario, very similar. He exactly wants to retire same age, 65. He wants to take $75,000 in income all the way to age 85 is the plan. So 1.5 million once again. However, in this scenario, Tucker opens up a whole life product 20 years prior to turning that age 65 retirement age. That 20 years from 45 to 65, he's accumulated through this whole life product. That by the time he hits that retirement age, it's accumulated substantially, where in any sort of year that he wants to take withdrawals for $75,000, he can do so through either the 401k or his whole life cash value that's grown. And the point of this, again, is that whole leverage concept. In any of those years that the 401k, the market has grown very nicely, no problem. Let's just take the 75 directly from that. Let the whole life product continue to grow. Let those dividends accumulate. But in the alternative, where that leverage really comes in, is those 4 to 5 years, let's say in a row, sporadically, where the market does actually tank to some degree. Now we can take the flip of that and just take a cash value distribution from the whole life policy and let that 401k balance ride out the market issues that are happening so it can catch back up again in the meantime. Are there any questions on how this product and this concept works before I recap? All right. So to summarize, 1, market volatility and retirement. That retirement protection flexibility. Taming a bear market as a concept. Planning ahead to those next stages in your life. And how it works, keep in mind that diversified income for all your sources. Bottom line, clients, they get that flexibility for their retirement with that reduced concern for having to worry about running out of their money. Now on the flip side, as an advisor, you get to address a client need that makes it become a very vital positioning for your clients in terms of retirement income strategies. You have to be a very vital piece going forward in building out your own portfolio as part of that. If this resonates with you, here are your next steps. 1, identify 5 clients who you think are going to be a good candidate for this concept. 2, create illustrations for those said clients in mind and give them a call within the next week. And the next thing and the final thing I ask of you is present in person this Taming the Bear concept to them within this week to next week, and we'll circle back and see what we can do from there. Sound good? Thank you.